Hi, welcome back to my channel, and long time no see. I am temporarily back. I realized, I haven't posted it in a year and a half, which I do apologize for. I know there are a lot of people who've been wanting me to post, but I haven't, just because I haven't really had any ideas. I've been really busy, it's been a hectic time, and also, I wasn't getting much out of doing it, so I stopped, and then when I did stop, a lot of people were subscribing and suddenly viewing my videos, which, okay, sure, I'm not complaining. So I decided to come back and post something and share something that I did. Now, funny thing is, I actually did this piece of work in June for Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, but then I never ended up posting it, and I was gonna post it in September when she passed away because as a little tribute, but then I never ended up posting it again. So here I am, very, very late, but I guess it's better late than never. So yeah, let's get into the video and I'll show you my process on how I'm drawing Queen Elizabeth. So this is just a really long time lapse, and I'm just going to voice it over on how I did it. So you might notice that I'm using a grid, and this is called the grid method that I've used many years ago in art, but I haven't used it again, so I decided to try it again. And it's when you do a grid on your paper and on your reference photo as the same grid, and you basically work square by square, completing little bits, and it really helps you get precise in your art, I guess, and getting the overall picture by working on small details at a time rather than the overall picture. I did alter this, and I did do a small outline before I went square by square, just because it helped me a lot if I knew that the shape of the face is the same and it all flows together. I think an outline really just helps you see the bigger picture, so that's what I did. And I began to draw this really light sketch of her, of where all the big shapes are, where her face is, where her mouth is, before I worked on the little details. And I mostly do the shading by square. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do all of it square by square, but I did not. I just went with a general outline, but the squares did help me in the placement and getting things accurate. And yeah, I chose this picture of her. And also, one thing, you need to keep the picture in black and white because it is a drawing. I'm not coloring this in any way, it is just pure shading, so you do want to make the color black and white. And I chose this image of her because I really love all the outfits and hats she wears, and I just thought this would be really fun to draw. And the reason I did draw this was for a school competition on who can draw the best Queen Elizabeth of your grade, and so I was doing this actually during my exam season, and I decided that I probably will be the only one crazy enough to do this during exams, and so I did do it, and then I did win. But it was really relaxing to do this between studying. I think, it's just drawing, and it's really fun, so I do urge you to try it if you want to distract your mind or something. It can even be just doodling. I think drawing just really helps the art process. Here are the tools I'm using. So I'm using these graphite pencils, which blend really nicely, and they're really good for this kind of art. This blender tool, which is a lot easier for blending your colors instead of using your fingers because oils are really bad. And this giant graphite marker too. I use that for big areas and darker areas. And yeah, those are all the tools I use. And as you can see, I am now starting the shading process, going square by square and using the blender stick to just kind of rub it out and make it a more blurry effect on details that are not focused and need to be intricate. It's really useful, and it's a lot better than using your fingers, as I said, because your oils can actually damage the graphite and the texture of it, and you don't want an oily painting, so that is why I don't use my finger. And I'm just going in with her jacket. I kind of left that area blank for the most part because I wanted to put some writing in it, and also I just didn't really know how to do blended circles, whatever that is on the side of the painting. The face was probably the hardest part. You need to focus on the values and the hues of the painting more than the color, which there isn't because it's black and white, but anyway. And that was probably the hardest part for me to do because drawing skin is really hard, and trying to get her face right was hard just too. I kept getting her eye wrong and I kept fixing it, going over it, but it still didn't quite look right. So it does look different, but that is my best attempt of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait face. I think it really came out good, and then after that I just kind of erased all the grid lines, and I think it turned out pretty cute. And this is a side-by-side comparison of my drawing and the reference photo, and I think it turned out pretty similar, which is why I really like the grid method. It really helps you, see the similarities in the picture to replicate it, and I think I did a pretty good job, although there are a lot of imperfections I still have, like her right eye is still very, very slanted, and I fixed that probably like 4 times and I can't get it right still. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good attempt of drawing, and I know that a lot of you wanted to see some original art, so even though this is not super original or good because it is just my attempt of drawing Queen Elizabeth from a reference photo, but it is more or less my original work, and I did submit it to the competition and I did win. So I think that is a pretty good success, and yeah, that is how I drew Queen Elizabeth. I really do recommend the grid method for anybody who wants to start out drawing people. It's a really useful method, and I cannot draw people, but with the grid method it looks like I can. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you soon, maybe, I don't know, we'll see, and I hope you have a good day. Bye!